Hello everyone, SpinoZoo174 here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to make a new video talking about geopolitics and how to get into it. If you haven't been living under a rock these last few years, quite a bit has been happening in our world, and it can be so daunting and confusing as to what's right, what's wrong, what's really happening, because there's misinformation, disinformation, and so many other things. And as someone who was a journalism student in college, graduated, and all that, um, I feel that I am qualified to speak on some of this stuff. So I will make videos down the line about journalism and how to tell like from fake news and stuff like that. But today it's going to be about, like I said, geopolitics, world news stuff like that. How to get into it. For me, I started. What was it? Probably around when I was 18, when I was about to vote and all that. That was 2016. So I wanted to know, what's going on. How does the world work? Because despite what your home country might say, that might not always be correct or what's really happening. So I think it's important, as a person who lives on this planet and shares this planet with 8 billion people, I feel like we should have a right to know what's going on our little blue marble in space. So I would say, for any recommendations, and this is for people all over the world. I live in the United States, but regardless of where you live in the world, you should have resources to help you on this mission. For instance, if you are a high school student right now, go talk to your social studies / history teacher. Talk to any of the teachers, really. I'm sure they'll know enough. Talk to the librarian. Talk to your local librarian. Any librarian, regardless of your age or wherever. Go to your library and talk to them. Ask, where's your geopolitics section, where's your political section, whatever. And you can kind of just start from there. And honestly, if there's a book that looks interesting to you, read it. I am not a bookologist. I'm not an expert on every single political book that's ever been written, so I can't vouch for everything. But if there is something that that catches your eye, and that it's like, oh, that's really interesting, I recommend check it out, read it, see how you feel about it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to keep reading it. Just return it and get a different book. If you're in college, again, talk to your local history teacher that works there. If you're already taking a history or geography class, you know, take those. Yeah, if you're in high school, think about taking geography, political courses, stuff like that. Of course, it's all going to be different from university to university. So, just check out what your local one has, or if you're already going to university, check out what they have there. And like I said before, check the library as well. They're going to have lots of information for you. But, this is geopolitics, and, it encompasses world history, and that's quite literally thousands of years of history. So, you don't necessarily have to start at the very beginning in order to get where you need to be. If you want to know what's going on now, I would say the best option is to start either in the previous century, the 20th century, so from 1900 to 1999, or I'd say start there, and then or if you really want to, start at World War II, because World War II is what really moves all of our modern politics. Kind of stems from World War II for the most part. So if anything, start with start there, then I would say, because then you only have about 80-ish years, which is a lot less time to go through than everything else. You don't need to read about ancient Rome to figure out what's going on in Sudan, right? Of course, there might be pieces that lead up to that, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think you have to worry too much about it. So I'd say start about World War II. If you're really interested in modern stuff, I mean, we're only a quarter of the century through the century. So, start at the year 2000. Again, the world really changes, especially when 9/11 occurred in 2011, or excuse me, 2001. And you can also start from there. Then that really changes things up. And if you want to get way more into contemporary or really modern stuff in the last decade, start about 2016, 2015, 2016. That's when we have another big shift in everything. And I'll kind of talk about these things in other videos down the line. But for people around the world that, you're not United States, you're from Africa, South America, Asia, wherever, I'd say because some of these countries have vastly different histories from my country, the United States, I'd say you could also start, like if you're from Africa, start when your country went independent for the first time. The 50s and 60s and 70s saw a lot of decolonization of Asia and Africa after World War II. So if you're from one of those places, you could start, like, for instance, Algeria. Algeria had a war that happened in the 60s. Fought their independence against France. If you're from Algeria and you want to know more about world politics, you could start there, for instance. So that's another one. The United States hasn't had any sort of like conflict on our home soil since like pretty much the Civil War. So you don't necessarily have to start there. But if you're an American, I'd say that's also kind of a good spot to start as well. But that's also me being a little biased because I like learning about the Civil War. But yeah, I'd say start of the 20th century, start of the 21st century, when your country first became independent, or first established even. After or before or during World War II is another great time. And then, like I said, talk to your local teachers, librarians, talk to your friends, your family. If any of them have that kind of interest, I'm sure they can point you in the right direction. I personally don't have any recommendations in terms of books, movies, documentaries, anything like that to watch. Just because that can... I don't know. I think I'd have to do like a review thing or my recommendation on what books or documentaries to watch. And again, that's something that's going to happen later down the line. This isn't supposed to be a very long video. This is just kind of something I wanted to make real quick just because I have an interest in it. And as a writer, I like to take from real life events, and with so much happening in our news cycles every day, it can be hard to keep up with everything. So, take that, my recommendations that I've stated in this video, and apply it into your life. And then hopefully you can start learning more and more. And, it's okay if you're getting some things wrong at first. I got things wrong at first, too. Everyone does. It's, human whatever. So, have fun with it. Enjoy it. Though I should mention, if you're having fun and enjoying it, that's great. But, these politics, these histories, it's real. It happened. There's people that have been affected by it. That are still alive, that had witnessed many dark events in our human history. And actually that'd be a great video to do, is show some of the darkest moments of each continent, country. Maybe not country because that'd take a while, but maybe like continent wise, just to show you like there's good and bad everywhere on this planet. You just need to know where to look for it. So, it's about 10 minutes now, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to hear more about you guys, hear from you guys about this. I want any of your recommendations, and I hope to see you in the next video. So long.